Hello friends, we will continue with electricity. Okay, I hope you studied whatever explained in the last class. Today we are going to study one of the important aspect of electricity. That is, we can say it is a landmark law of physics. Okay, that is of Ohm's law. Okay, that is many changes brought in electricity because of this Ohm's law. Okay, now what before that is getting into the Ohm's law, let us explain one activity, one experiment. Okay, now here you can see one circuit diagram. Okay, in this circuit diagram, okay, there is a resistance, correct? There is a resistance. Okay, then, okay, there is a power supply. This is the one power supply. Okay, then there is an ammeter connected in series and there is a key. Okay, you know that there is a key also there. Okay, now like that. Now in across this resistance there is a potential. In order to understand the potential, a voltmeter is also connected. Like that actually the circuit diagram is. Now what we are going to do is, okay, we are going to set up such a circuit. Okay, then what we are going to do, we are going to put one cell. Okay, just one cell I am going to connect it. Okay, then we are going to close the key. Okay, then the current will pass through this circuit, that is positive to negative, correct? The current will pass through the circuit. Now suppose I am connected only one cell. There in this table you can say, okay, number of cell used in the circuit is one cell. Okay, now suppose, okay, while passing this one cell is connected, okay, the potential difference is, okay, suppose it is of 1.5 when one cell is connected. Okay, potential difference you will get it here as 1.5. Okay, now, okay, now the current in the circuit. Now suppose, okay, the current in the circuit is 3. Okay, just for your knowledge. Okay, it is not the actual values. Okay, now I am going to connect one more cell. Now it is first the reading is taken like this. Okay, when one cell is connected in the circuit, okay, the ammeter is showing 1.5 volt. Sorry, the voltmeter is showing 1.5 and the ammeter is showing, okay, current is of 3 ampere, correct? Now what I am going to do is, okay, I am going to take one more cell. I am going to connect here. Okay, now here I am, one cell was there, I am going to connect one more cell. Okay, now here one more cell I am going to connect, negative to again positive. Okay, then again negative, one more cell. Now the two cells are connected. Now while the two cells are connected, okay, now the voltmeter reading will be changed here. Okay, here the reading will be, here the voltmeter reading will change and the ammeter reading will change. Now the voltmeter reading is, suppose now it is of 3. Okay, and the ammeter showing it is of 6 now. Okay, so here it is of 3 and here it is of 6. Okay, now again I am going to connect one more cell. Okay, I am going to connect here one more cell. I am going to connect positive, then negative. Okay, one more cell is connected. Now one more cell is connected. Okay, now at the same time again here what is changed, the voltmeter reading will be changed and ammeter reading will be changed. Now the voltmeter reading is 4.5 and the ammeter reading is, suppose it is of 9 here. Okay, so here it is of when 3 cells are connected, here it is of 4.5 and here it is of 9. Okay, now one more I am going to, okay, use one more cell. Okay, here it is, one more cell I am going to, okay, one more cell I am going to connect. So now here it is of 6, it will show Voltmeter will show 6 and the ammeter will show 12. Okay, so it is of 6 and here it will become 12. Now see, okay, like this. Okay, so you got a reading like this. Okay, now what we are going to do is, okay, we are going to take the V upon I. Okay, that is V upon I in all this case, V upon I. Okay, so while V, what is V is in the first case it is of 1.5 upon 3. Okay, that is 15 upon 30. Okay, correct, that is of 1 upon 2. Correct? Sorry. Okay, 1 upon 2. Okay, like that. So here first V upon I is 1 upon 2. Okay, like that. 3 upon 6, 1 upon 2. Okay, 4.5, that is 45 upon 90, 1 upon 2. Okay, 6 upon 12, 1 upon 2. Okay, now here you can see that okay, the V upon I is constant in all these cases. Sure? Got this activity? Okay, now when we are drawing the graph, okay, you will get a graph like this, a straight line like this you will get. Understand? Okay, the same graph you can, if you want, you can draw in your book. Now, among this you understand that one thing, okay, that is when we are changed the potential difference, okay, the potential difference means you know that it is the level. Okay, then the current passing through the conductor is increased to sure. Okay, and okay, the ratio is remains same. In all this case, the ratio remains same. That is V upon I. Okay, so that we can say that the V upon I is a constant here. Okay, now here comes the Ohm's law. Okay, now Ohm's actually told about this only. Now in 1827, okay, George Simon Ohm is a German scientist, okay, actually discovered, okay, this Ohm's law. Now what he told is, okay, this is the relationship he found, that is when the current is passing through a circuit, okay, because of the applying a potential difference, okay, the ratio of the potential difference and that of the current will be a constant. Okay, that is you change the potential difference. So while you are changing the potential difference, what also will change? I will also will change. Understand? Okay, but the ratio will remain constant. Understand? That is what actually he told. So what actually he stated it, how it is stated, look, okay, he stated that, okay, electric current flowing through a metallic wire is directly proportional to. Now here the understand the directly means when one is increased. Now here that only we see here, when the potential difference is increased, what also increased? Here the current flowing through the conductor is also increased. It is called the directly proportional. Okay, then it is the current flowing through a metallic wire is directly proportional to the potential difference V across the ends, provided that it is very important. Okay, this much is common, that is here this much is common. Okay, but one thing you must have to understand the further this. Okay, this much is okay. Ends, okay, here this much. Okay, ends of the ends of the up to here. Now while we are talking about the further, this is very important, you have to consider. Okay, that is provided its temperature remains same. Now not only the temperature, actually the physical state of the conductor remains same. It must be like that. Okay, the physical state of the, now temperature is a physical state. Okay, why it is stated like this? Because it is, now we see that in this example you see that when we increased the potential difference, what remain constant? I remain, that is ratio remain, but it is not the case. When you increase the potential difference, the last there will be changes in its value. The ratio will change, V upon I will change. Why it happens so? Because when the potential difference is applied through a conductor for a long time, the temperature of the wire will increase. When the temperature of the wire is increased, the ratio won't be remain same now. The ratio will change. So like that, even length is also a factor here. Even the same length, the length of the conductor must be same. If you same potential difference is applied a wire of long wire, it will change. Like that, the material is changed, then also it will change. So it is not like that the particular wire while taking about at that wire while telling about the temperature is the main factor. That's why the temperature is told. It is understand. So what is the Ohm's law? Ohm's law is the electric current flowing through a metallic conductor is directly proportional to the potential. Understand? That is electric current passing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference V across its ends. Sure. Provided that physical state, that means here the temperature, in your textbook it is like this, temperature remains the same. That is, if we increase the temperature, the ratio will change. That is this is called the Ohm's law. This is what the Ohm's law. Now mathematically how can put it? Now you know that it is V is directly proportional to I. That is what here. That means now you know that, so we can write this as V is equal to Ki. Now that is, what is K? K is a constant. K is a constant. Now what we are going to now here, so that we can write this K is equal to V upon I. Correct? This I is taken to this side. Now in this case, what is K? Now in this K, we are going to replace K with the R. What is R? R is the resistance of the metallic wire. So particular metallic wire, this R will be same, and this is called the resistance at a given temperature. The temperature is changed, the R will also change. Understand? This is what the Ohm's law. So while telling about the Ohm's law, while stating that, it is very important, you will be there for the exams. That is state Ohm's law. Give its mathematical formula. So you have to write up to here. That is called its resistance. So V is equal to IR. No need to write this. You have to write this only. In other words, V is directly proportional to I. So V upon I is equal to, here if you want, V upon I is equal to a constant which is equal to R. So V is equal to IR. Here R is a constant for given metallic wire at the given temperature, and is called its resistance. Sure friends? I hope you understand it well. Now little more about it while telling about. Its property of a conductor to resist the flow of charge through it. So what is the resistance? Now you know the meaning of resistance. What is resistance? Resist karna. Resist karna means it is of a oppose. So it is a property of the conductor to resist. The meaning of resist means oppose. Oppose the flow of charge through it. That is, it does not allow the charge. Now that is, if the current is not flowing freely, electrons are not flowing freely, it means the conductor is resisting the flow. So that we will say that conductor is having higher resistance. Understand? If the current is easily flowing, then we will say that it is having less less resistance. So we can say that the copper, aluminum, etc. is having low resistance. Why? Because through that conductor, the electrons can easily pass through. But the nichrome, etc. like that, other some metal, alloy, there the current cannot pass through easily. It resists the flow of the electrons. So it is having the high resistance. Understand? So what is the resistance? R is equal to what it is? It is equal to V upon I. You have to take care. Now here it is the SI unit of standard of international, it is ohm. That is on our scientist ohm. Its unit is also given as ohm. Now how will you understand that whether the ohm is a unit or a name? In the last I think I told that by the first letter. The first letter capital is written, you must have to understand it is the name. If the first letter small is written, you must have to understand that it is a unit. Understand? So it is ohm is the unit, and it is using the Greek letter ohm. Greek letter ohm is written like this. Omega actually it is. In Greek it is known as omega. It is omega letter. So omega is used as a ohm. Now so according to Ohm's law, it is R is equal to V upon I. If the potential difference across the two ends of the conductor is 1, and the conductor through it is 1 ampere, then the resistance R of the conductor is 1 volt. That is very important. That is 1 volt upon, it is 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt upon what it is? 1 ampere. Understand? 1 volt upon 1 ampere. Okay, so that is it. Okay, so here the 1 ohm. What is 1 ohm? 1 ohm is the definition also it can come. Okay, define 1 ohm. Okay, that is if a potential difference, you can write like this: if a potential difference of 1 volt is applied across a conductor, then the current passing through the conductor is 1 ampere, then we will say that the current, the resistance of that conductor is 1 ohm. Understand? Okay, like that it is. Okay, then we will go to the other. So here it is the equation: V I is equal to, what we understand, V I is equal to V upon R. Again, so here it is actually R is equal to that is V upon, okay, V upon I is equal to what it is, R, correct? Okay, so R, what is R is equal to, okay, what is R is equal to IR, correct? Yes, V is equal to IR. So okay, sorry, R not, okay, what is I is equal to, I is equal to, okay, here it is, what is I is equal to, I is taken to that side, so I is equal to R is taken to this side, that is V upon R. Understand? So V I is equal to V upon R is. Okay, now here the current through a resistor is inversely proportional to its resistance. That only I told now. Understand? The current passing through a conductor is inversely proportional to its resistance. Now inversely means when one quantity is increasing, other quantity is decreasing. That is inversely means. That means if the resistance of the conductor is increased, the current flowing through it will be decreased. Okay, so that is what actually in the circuits are using. Now through a circuit, now you know that, okay, in a circuit constant current will be flowing, but the appliances required the different quantity. Understand? That is, for example, a small bulb may require a very less quantity. For example, you know that a bulb of our LED may require only 5 volt or 5 watt or something like that. Okay, but the voltage in the circuit is 230. So what they are using the resistance. By using resistance, we can reduce the current in the circuit. Understand? Okay, so it is inversely. So that means if the resistance of the conductor is increased, the current will decrease. The current is the resistance is decreased, obviously the current will increase. Understand? So it is called the inversely proportional to. What it is called? Inversely. Here it is inversely proportional to. Okay, resistance. If the resistance is doubled, that is what. If the resistance is doubled, the current gets increased or decrease the current in the electric. That is obvious. Okay, it will decrease the current if the if the resistance is doubled, the current will decrease by 1 upon 2 times, we can say. Okay, so it will be decreased. The component used to regulate the current without changing the voltage source is called the variable resistance. That is very important. Okay, that is the component used to regulate current without changing the voltage source is called the variable resistance. Can you give an example of this in a day-to-day life? We are using this variable resistance. Okay, do you know where it is? Yes, just you think. Yes, every day we are using, every now and then we are using. Yes, okay, what it is? Yes, the regulator of a fan. Okay, a fan's regulator. Okay, a fan's regulator we will put in first, second, third, fourth, like that. Okay, now when we are putting in the first regulator, we are putting the fan in first. Okay, now here the resistance is connected, the current is passing through a higher resistance, a resistance having higher value. Understand? So that the current passing through the conductor will be decreased. So when the current is passing through that resistance is decreased, the current reaching to the fan will also decrease, so that the current will start to flow very slowly. Understand? Now when you are, the knob is there in the second, now the resistance of the resistance through which the current is passing is again decreased. Okay, now for the one a higher resistance was used, now for two a low resistance, relatively low resistance is used. Okay, now when the current is passing through, now the more current is passing through that resistance, so more current is reaching to the fan. Understand? So the obvious, the speed of the fan will increase in 2. Now while in 3, okay, again a resistance of again further, okay, less quantity is used. Okay, so the current, more current will pass through it, so that it will increase the speed. Now while telling about the 4, you know that in 4 the full speed it will be there. It means that there won't be any resistance. Okay, it will be directly connected. Okay, so that whatever the current is there in the circuit, that will flow to the fan. Understand? This is the variable resistance in our day-to-day life. Okay, like that in rheostat, it is called actually the in a circuit. Okay, a rheostat is using the symbol of rheostat is like this, one resistance and there one thing like this it is there. Okay, this is a rheostat, so that we can change this resistance. Okay. Okay, understand here? So the rheostat is there. This is the rheostat. Okay. Okay, I forgot to put this picture of rheostat here. Okay, but the symbol is like this. Understand? Here, this is the symbol. Okay, and here it is like this. This is a rheostat symbol. Okay, we will see afterwards about it. Okay, now, okay, okay, this is there. Okay, that is here the potential note actually. It is here the motion of the electrons in the electric circuit consists of an electric current. Okay, electrons are completely free to move within the conductor. That is obvious, we must have to understand it. Okay, that is, okay, when the current, the conductor is passing through it, okay, now it is not freely move in the conductor. It is obvious, we know that, we studied about it also. Okay, so when the electron is passing through a conductor, okay, it is the nature of the conductor that whether it allowed to flow freely. Now whichever the conductor is allowing it freely, that is what we are using as a conducting wire. That is example copper wire, aluminum wire, like that. Okay, silver is a very good conductor. Okay, but silver can be used because of its cost. Okay, otherwise silver is a very good conductor of electricity. Okay, so it is like that. The electron, however, are not completely free to move within the conductor. Obvious that we studied it, because when it is of moving, okay, it will collide with the other electrons, because electrons are moving randomly, okay, here and there, okay, in the conductor. So when the electron is flowing, it will collide with the other electrons, and other is of atoms. You know that a conductor consists of atoms also. It will collide with the atoms. Okay, like that. Okay, what it is? It's the smooth moving is reduced. Okay, so that is what the resistance actually. So there is a resistance. Okay, they are restrained by the attraction of the atoms among which they move. That is what we see. Okay, thus the motion of the electrons through a conductor is retarded by its resistance. Okay, retarded means reduced. Okay, the motion is reduced. A component of a given size that offers a low resistance is a good conductor. That is very important. Okay, what is a good conductor here? Okay, a good conductor means what is a good conductor? A component of a given size, okay, that offer a low resistance is a good conductor. Now, if a wire is having low resistance, it is a good conductor. That is what we see in the copper wire. Okay, like that. Silver wire, aluminum wire, etc. Okay, like that. Okay, it is a good conductor. Why? The reason is it is having low resistance. Understand? Because of the low resistance. Okay, a conductor having some appreciable resistance is called a resistor. That is appreciable. Okay, that is having some resistance. It is called a resistor. Now, normally in a circuit we are using resistors, and it is represented by like this. Okay, now it is having different quantities we are given. That is, we know that actually what resistance is. Okay, these are the resistors. A component of identical size of the size that offer a higher resistance is a poor conductor. Now, the identical size of offer a higher resistance is a poor conductor. Now, the poor conductor. Now, the resistance is very high. Okay, then it is a poor conductor. Understand? But whether it conducts the electricity, yes, it conducts electricity. Okay, but it is the conducting electricity flowing is very less. Okay, like that we can say, okay, such a poor conductors are actually using in the iron, electric iron and all. Okay, that is of nichrome, etc. such alloy is of using. Okay, so that okay, when the current is passing through it, it required much energy to pass through it. Okay, because of that actually it become very hot. Okay, like that actually in geyser, in electric iron, and we are using this high resistance with the poor conductor, or we can say the high resistance, okay, alloy like that. Okay, now an insulator, another is of an insulator is there. An insulator means okay, of the same size offer even higher resistance. Now for an insulator, the conduction of the current is almost nil. For example, wood, glass, etc. Okay, these are of okay, does not allow current to pass through it. So it is called the okay, insulator. So it is a very poor conductor, we can say. Understand? Okay, so this is of the okay, insulator about. So all of you understand about it? Okay, so here the Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? Ohm's law is the okay, what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law is the when the current is that is when the potential difference okay, applied across the two the ends of a conductor is directly proportional to the current passing through it. Okay, that is one thing you must be obvious. The temperature of the conductor remains same. Sure. Okay, now the next is okay, the formula, mathematical formula of the conductor, the Ohm's law, that is V is directly proportional to I. So V upon I is equal to R, where R is the resistance. Now the definition of 1 ohm, the unit of resistance, that is ohm. Okay, and omega in this, and the other thing is that what it is, the 1 ohm. Okay, that is the 1 ohm means the potential difference applied across a conductor is 1 volt, and if 1 ampere current is passing through the conductor, then the resistance of that conductor is said to be 1 ohm. Okay, and the other is of the good conductor and a bad conductor and the insulator. That is poor conductor and the insulator. Sure, all of you? Okay, so study this much very well. Okay, because this is very important and it will be there for the exam. Sure, short question for the exam, that is of Ohm's law. Okay, so for today this is enough. Bye.